Coming up on the show today, it's Sight Village Revisited. We're going back in time. What,
Scooby-Doo?
This is Double Tap, where blind people talk tech. Here's Stephen Scott and Shaun Preece.
Yeah, we are on our travels to Sight Village in London, so we thought we'd bring you a couple of special episodes today and tomorrow, looking back at our trips at Sight Village over the years. We have been going actually for quite a couple of years, and it was interesting actually going into the archive. Into the archive.
Oh, very good. Well done. I like that.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Going into the archive, I found that, there's a lot of stuff we've done.
There's more than you thought there was.
I've completely forgotten about half these trips that we've done. And it's funny, once you start going into an archive, it's like, I guess it would be like someone who is interested in books. Books! You, of course, mean slow reading. Or slow TV. Screwed that up. Anyway,
Well, 2x speed listening.
Yeah.
So slow reading. Yeah.
But you go in there and suddenly you find this treasure trove of stuff that we've done over the years, going right back in time. Even when we were doing Blind Guy Talks Tech, we did a couple of shows from Sight Village for that as well.
Did we?
Back in the day, yeah.
Surprising what you forget. And I think this is another good reason to dive into the archives, by the way, is because, sometimes you say, we've talked about that. I think I said it the other day as well, the other week. I don't think we've talked about that, and you reminded me we had. Mm-hmm. I think it's important sometimes. I still talk to people today, and I say, of course, you've got this device or service, that you can use. And they say, I've never heard of it.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think sometimes it is good to dive back in and say, just revisit, because sometimes I forget what we've talked about before as well, and these services and cool gadgets are out there.
Well, there's a lot of cool gadgets to talk about. And of course, while we're at Sight Village, you might be thinking, well, hang on, aren't you going to be talking to a lot of these companies again? Well, no, not necessarily. We've got some interesting chats coming up from Sight Village in London that will be a little bit different to what we've covered in the past. In particular, we're going to be focusing on low vision tech, which I think is really important because there's lots of people out there who want to know about what is the latest in desktop magnification and, even Braille displays and technology we haven't necessarily touched before. So we're going to get into all that at Sight Village in London. But today on the show, we're looking back at Birmingham, we're looking back at London last year, we're even going back to 2019 when I was at Sight Village for what was then Double Tap TV, my illustrious TV career, which crashed and burned shortly after it sailed in the sky. Today on the show, we are going to revisit these Sight Villages across the years. We're going to be hearing from Simon from Cobolt. We're going to talk about an amazing talking dual air fryer they now sell.
I love air fryers.
Mm-hmm. But they had a single one. Now they've got a dual one. So we're going to talk about that with Simon. We're going to hear from Jason from Vision Age showing off some cool tech, including the Activator, which sounds amazing. It requires this, the Activator.
It absolutely does. It sounds so cool.
It's a very cool Braille display, which has got Perkins input as well as a QWERTY keyboard. So kind of an all-in-one device in some ways, if you like your Braille. Also, we're going to hear from Mary talking about Synapptic as well. We'll be learning about some cool new devices like their USB player they now have, which I think is much needed because there's not that many USB players kicking around anymore, unless you get like a cheap one on Amazon, as I've done, and they're not great.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah,
How dare you say?
I know you love cheap, but some of us like things that actually work for more than a week. So there's that. So we're going to talk about that, of course, the Synapptic Watch as well, which I've been very excited about this year. So all those conversations coming up, but we kick it off with Aram, who's the CEO of Kapsys, and he talked to us earlier this year in Birmingham all about the new KapX headset that we all cannot wait to get our hands on.
So thank you for inviting me again.
Now listen, I've had a lot of listeners in touch saying, listen, we heard from Aram a while ago, he was telling us all about the KapX headset from Kapsys. What's going on? Well, you've got news.
Yes, we have talked a few months back about the KapX. Now I can show you the final prototype. So Shaun.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, I've got it. I've actually got it in my hand.
Yes.
Right, hold it up nice so people at home can watch. And see.
So that feels very much like a bone conduction headset.
Actually,
Is
it's
that fair to say?
Air conduction. It's not bone conduction.
No. Okay.
But Yeah, what you have in the right side is the camera on top of the loudspeaker.
Yes.
Behind, actually, it's the batteries, the two batteries on the left and right side. Okay, these are
I feel
the
them.
batteries.
Yeah.
And in front of this, it's the USB connector with the loudspeaker. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
And on the right side, it's all the electronics, including the camera. With in front, you have a camera.
Yeah.
And with this camera, we capture the environment and make the analysis through the environment, and then we transmit with the computing box. And here, the computing box I'm giving to you.
Let me feel that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's about the size of a battery pack or a smartphone.
Exactly.
So this is the brains of the system.
Exactly. So you have the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connections in between. So capturing the image, it's sent to the compute unit, processed, and the information given back by through the Bluetooth in audio. So all the operations, computing, decisions are taken in the box, and there is no connection outside, and everything is processed inside. So no cloud computing, no
internet connection needed.
Internet connections or whatever you may think. So it's all on board, and it's fully autonomous.
So a wearable headset. Tell us the purpose of this device. Who's going to be using this? What will they do with it?
The purpose of the device is orientation. So the orientation with safety, to avoid the obstacles or dangers in general, and all dangers is taken into account from the ground up to the man's height, whatever the danger it is. So once we detect the danger, and I can tell you more about how, if you're willing to know more about it, we extract the free path where there is no danger for the user, rather than to say, here's the obstacle 1, obstacle B, and knowing that it's okay, but you don't know still where to go. So the idea is just to give the free path to the user using the 3D sound. So if you follow the sound, the 3D sound, you will free of any danger and any obstacle.
So let me get this in my head. So are we thinking, so a cane,
Yeah.
my cane that I use every day,
Yes.
is essentially locating obstacles all the time. So let's say it's a bin, a trash can that's on the sidewalk on the street,
Yeah.
and I locate it with my cane.
Yes.
A guide dog will take me around
Yeah.
that trash can because it's avoiding the obstacle. It's doing the opposite, right? It's avoiding it. Is this device the guide dog, if we were to compare? I'm not saying it is a guide dog, I'm just saying if you were to compare by that example.
Yeah, you can compare to what the guide dog will bring.
Yeah.
So let's say if you compare this to the radar system, the cane would be a radar for the closest obstacle to you within, say, 2 meters. And the KapX will analyze everything within a square of 10 meters to 10 meters. 10 meters deep, 10 meters wide. So we know the obstacles in advance, and we can deviate and calculate the path to avoid those obstacles in advance without being touched, I would say, with your cane eventually. But yes, at the end of the day, if you have a bin in front of you, we will deviate your path or your direction to avoid the bin and replace you in the middle of the road, or in the middle of the, not the road, the
path. Yeah.
The path.
Sorry. Basically the sidewalk, that you are free of any danger. But we can do this for any obstacle, which is in the urban environment.
And how quickly can it scan, if you like? How quickly does it refresh?
Yes, it's a very important question. Assuming that a visually impaired will walk about 1 meter per second, we can make 4 decisions per second. It's 250 milliseconds, which makes 25 centimeters. So every 25 centimeters, we have a decision. Or 250 milliseconds on the other in terms of timing. So it's quasi real time to detect everything happening around you within 250 milliseconds and notify you within 30 milliseconds what to do.
And let me just clarify this again from my own understanding, because I'm a very stupid person, Aram, so I need to ask very silly questions. But if I'm using this device, I am essentially being guided by this 3D sound.
Yes.
So it's taking me around. So I don't know the trash can's there. It's taking me past it.
Yes.
What am I hearing? Am I hearing literally like a beep or a tone that's taking me left to right that I'm hearing? Because we're used to this with apps like Soundscape, for example.
Yes.
We've had this experience before. A lot of us have experienced this. Is it similar to that in terms of its navigation?
It's similar to that, but you can add also, if you want to detect any useful information for you on top of it. So, if, for example, you want to cross the street and you are looking for a crossroad, pedestrian crossroad. So while walking, of course, we will avoid any obstacles with the 3D sound, okay? And by the way, I can tell you what the 3D sounds can be understood as a process. The blind people, they play football. How they locate the ball? They locate the ball because there is a bell in the ball, right? While the ball is rolling, they hear the bell. So it's exactly the same process. So rather than to go through, behind the ball, we indicate with the same system the free path. So while you are walking through this sound, you will be free of any danger. Now this is if I may make a parallel. So while walking, you need to have some additional information, which basically we don't keep. So on user request, we can, for example, locate the crossroad, the traffic light, the stairs, or a door, or a bench, or whatever you can find in the urban environment, and we will locate or indicate or notify to the person using 3D sound, or a special 3D sound, which is 3D TTS. So as the same way that you locate the ball, we will locate artificially the source of the sound of the TTS in the direction of the stairs. So while you are walking, you hear on, say, 2 o'clock, for example, there are stairs. If you want to have use the stairs, then you can follow the sound of where it comes of the stairs, or the traffic lights, or crossroads. So you can program, I want it all the time, I want it every meters or every seconds. So we don't want to be too talky. So it's on the user's request to have the information.
That's all the challenge, right?
As quick as they want. But at the end of the day, so if they know where is the crossroad, they will be in front of the crossroad, and then it's to the user decision to cross the road or not. Because we make the decision actually, not a decision, sorry. We know the information of the ground, because we use the semantic segmentation the camera. So we know the quality of the ground. That's one of the safety feature that we have on top of the just obstacles. We know you are on the sidewalk and not on the street or on the road. We know you are on the grass. You're walking on the grass or paved tail. So the where you are walking matters for the security of the person. So we always direct to the person where the pedestrian has right to walk and not out of these paths. But in some cases we might have, because if you are on, I don't know, in a dead end, and the only way is maybe to go on the road, we will indicate to the person, but it's up to the user then to take the decision whether he wants to go or not by listening with his own ears if there is any danger or not to go. We can say, of course, there is no car, but at the end of the day, the decision will be not guiding, but give him back to the decision to what they want to do.
Of course, yeah, you can't really, that's always your own decision to make at that point. I think technology, you just can't give that over to technology. But I mean, it sounds really interesting. It sounds a new way to do things. But with all these navigation mobility aids, really the proof of the pudding is using it outside, using it in the real world. Have you got much feedback?
So we are currently testing with our blind friends. So far, the return is very promising. To be honest, the 3D sound actually is much better in terms of precision than telling to the people turn to 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because turn to 10 o'clock would be a best 30 degree of precision. And the 3D sound we have is 10 degree of precision. So you are much more precise in the orientation of the user.
Well, telling someone is subjective, isn't it? Because you could turn too far. You think you've turned to 10 o'clock and you actually turned further.
But the beauty for us, the 3D sound, is that if this sound is in front of you, so you are in the right direction. Because 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, it's more, how do I say, it's not natural for everyone to know what is the direction itself. So so far the return is good. I mean, we still have 3 months to adjust the algorithms. I mean, everything is working, honestly, but we need to tune all the possible cases, whether we can compute the things in order to give this safety to the user. So yes, I mean, technically there is no any doubt for the moment, but with the testing we will find probably the glitches, the decision-making process, which will not exactly fit what we want to do. But so far the return is very good.
Okay, so you're saying 3 months, so that's when it's due to come out. So what's that? Where are we?
We will be in about October.
Okay.
Yeah, I think last time we were talking about September.
Yeah.
But it will be more October than September.
And what kind of availability are we looking at that stage? Are we talking UK, Europe? Are you looking to get into the US, Canada?
Yeah, actually the system will work everywhere. But as you know, our system is working with AI. So somehow we have to fine-tune on country-by-country basis. So we have an important database for training our models, but we will fine-tune to adapt to the local differentiations in a urban architecture. So saying this, I think we will be in continental Europe, probably in about October. Maybe in the UK it will be 1 month maximum, 1 month late, but not more.
Okay.
To be honest.
And this is, again, this is the issue with regulations impacting on AI.
Yeah.
I mean, Europe has its own regulations now. The US is a bit of a free-for-all at the moment.
Yeah.
That may change in the coming months. Who knows? Every country has, as you say, their own regulations. What about pricing, though? What's your pricing for this?
The pricing will be around, I can say around, because this will be sold in the UK by Sight and Sound. But anyway, it will be around 3,000 euros or pounds or dollars.
So kind of as the crow flies,
yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
What's the
this is
battery
roughly-
life on this?
The battery life is 4 hours.
Okay,
It's
good.
full 4 hours of operation. I have to say that actually the headset is 2 hours and the compute unit is 4 hours plus one charge for the headset. So
right.
on
Okay.
actually you can connect the headset to the compute unit, and
Yeah.
it will charge in 15 minutes for another 2 hours.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
So 2 hours I think is enough to go from a place to
Yeah,
work,
yeah.
for example,
Yeah.
and you can charge, and then you still have 2 hours to come back, all working in 4 hours.
And I'm asking you this, and we all know the answer to it, but I think it's important to say it out loud sometimes. You're not pitching this as a replacement for the guide dog or the cane,
No,
right? That's
absolutely
not what this
not.
is about.
It's a
Accompaniment.
complement
Yeah.
of information. We know what a guide dog or a cane can do. I think we will complement this information.
Yeah.
Actually, there is no contradiction to use both.
Yeah.
For me, it's even better if you have both. Anyway, one thing I can tell you is that we will not promote to use the KapX alone.
Yeah.
This is not the subject.
Yeah. One final question before I let you go. You obviously sell the Smart Vision, the Mini Vision phones as well. You're well known for that.
Yes.
A smartphone is not dependent for this.
Absolutely not.
So this is entirely independent.
Exactly.
And in terms of the Smart Vision, when are we getting the new one? When's 4 coming out? When's Pro? Come on, Aram, give us some news here.
Well, the only thing I can say, I cannot tell you what, but when, but I can tell you that it will come with the latest Android. It will be 5G. It will work worldwide, and we will have AI computing power eventually to offer the things that we know.
He's exciting me now.
That was your idea, wasn't it, Stephen?
I'm sure I trademarked that. Yeah, I'm sure I've got a trademark of that somewhere. I mean, look, I think as I said before to you, I think the Smart Vision phones are great, and I just personally felt it could do with more power in it. And some colour choices. Are we getting colour choices?
Oh, don't listen.
Come
to
on,
me.
we've got to get some colour choices. I mean, white's nice, but I want some other choices.
What color you would like to?
Blue.
I like a blue.
Blue.
I do like a blue. Or a double tap red.
Yeah.
Double tap red. Why not?
There you
There you go. We'll make it happen.
Problem solved.
Noted.
Noted. Not done, but noted. Aram, thank you so much for coming on. We look
Thank
forward
you.
to learning more. Come back and tell us more. And of course, we'll be getting your hands on with the headset
The
as well.
one thing I can maybe add you is that before we finish, currently the KapX works outdoor. So the next steps, we already programmed the additional features for next year. We will go indoor, sorry.
Interesting.
And the second, we will have the reading possibilities of the urban direction indicators, the numbers. For example, you are waiting a bus and you would like to know which bus number is or what is the direction of the bus. So all these things will be running on KapX by simple upgrade software and with no additional payment.
Yeah, that's interesting because like a lot of hardware now, when you buy it, you get updates that come along, and you're saying that by buying this, you will also get other additional functions down the line as well.
Yeah,
it's very interesting. Aram, great to meet you.
Thank you so much for inviting
Come back
me.
soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was Aram there, joining us from Site Village in Birmingham earlier this year. Now, we're getting close to that point where this will be released and available to the public to buy. We'll be hearing about that from the point of view of Sight and Sound Technology at Site Village London this year. We're going to be asking lots of questions about that, finding out what that final price is going to be, because it was a little bit woolly in terms of the price there. So we shall see. And also availability. Will this be available across the board? Will we get it in Canada? Will we get it in the US, further afield? So, yeah.
There's still a lot of questions to be. I just want to get hands-on. I just want to know, does this work for me, practically? Of course. It sounds great. Everything sounds great in theory, right? But we need to try it on and test it out.
We talk a lot about navigational aids and the different types of navigational aids. These are not glasses, obviously. This is more like your bone conduction headset. So, some people might like that because it's not a pair of glasses. But, my thinking is always, what else can it do on top of what it's built to do? In other words, if I'm connecting it to my phone, can I use it to bring apps, audio in that way, like Soundscape or others? And it sounds like you can do a lot of that. So, I'm intrigued to test this out. But, we'll get more information from Aram. Hopefully at Site Village, we'll bring you more information on that if we get it. But let's move on to Synapptic, because this is a company that's been around for a long time. Again, a UK-based business that has been around, mostly known for its Synapptic phones and Synapptic software on Android smartphones. Almost I'd say a launcher, but it's much more than a launcher, really.
Yeah.
Because it is its own little world in itself, and it does make it a lot easier for a lot of blind people to be able to use, and low vision people especially, to be able to use a smartphone, because the text size is huge, everything's really well laid out, great contrasts. So that's
easy menu system to get to where you need to go.
And they've expanded that onto iPads, or not iPads, actually, Android tablets. It's funny how we just call an Android tablet now an iPad, right? But, onto tablets now.
Yes.
And even beyond that, onto smart watches. And you got the chance to catch up with Mary McMahon from Synapptic to find out more about their latest offerings at Site Village Birmingham this year.
I've got to say, Mary, Stephen hasn't shut up about your smartwatch. The Synapptic smartwatch, Stephen is absolutely loving it. I'm sure lots of people have been asking questions about that here at Site Village too.
Yes, so we've had a really good response to it. We've launched it very recently, and we've had a lot of buzz and interest around the stand. A lot of people have been asking questions about it, and it's been great.
And I understand there's two versions, right?
Yeah, so we've got like a plus version, and that is the fully featured version. So that has everything on it. So that's really great if you want all of the features of a basic watch, but also it's got health and fitness monitoring on it. It's also got calls and texts that you can do. And it's like a standalone product because it's got its own SIM card. That costs $299. If you wanted a more basic version, we do like a light version, and that is $149. And that has still all of the high contrast features on there of smartwatch. It comes with alarms and timers and all the customization features, but it doesn't come with the SIM card, that version.
Ah, right, okay. So what made you move towards smartwatches then? Was there a demand, or was it something you were looking at previously?
I suppose at Synapptic we've always wanted to try to keep developing products and innovating. Originally we designed our mobile technology around giving people access to mainstream mobile phones and tablets. And there just wasn't anything on the market in terms of smartwatches that really gave people good access with sight loss. So we really focused on developing something specifically for people with sight loss, so that they could easily access a lot of the features that other people are used to when they're using smartwatches.
Yeah, absolutely. So what else are you working on? Are we expecting any surprise devices from Synapptic anytime soon? What's coming up?
Let's just say we're continuing to develop. We're always looking at what isn't out there and what we could improve on as well. So at the moment we are looking at a few projects, but that's all I can tell you at the moment.
Come on, give us an exclusive.
Confidential. Sorry.
Okay, well, another product I've heard lots of people talking about is the USB book reader. Can you tell us anything about that?
Yeah, so we just launched that as well before the smartwatch. We started doing speakers a couple of years ago. Really, things built up after King's Audio went off the scene. And we felt a real demand for the speakers. Obviously, a lot of people had them and used them and were used to them. And we're a bit frustrated then, obviously, that they couldn't source another new speaker. So we took that on and we manufactured our own speakers. So we're now up to version 3 of that speaker. So we listened to a lot of feedback from people, and one of the key things that people wanted was a headphone jack within the speaker, so that they could listen privately to audiobooks, to music, to things off their phone. You know, so and another thing was we really improved like reading books, and like we've now got really good like bookmarking features, so you can you bookmark within tracks as well as skip between tracks, and also skip between books within speaker as well. So it works really well for people, especially for reading books, but also, like I said, you can listen to audio because it's Bluetooth, so you can just connect to your mobile phone or tablet as well.
All right. And can you Bluetooth out from it as well, or is it just a headphone jack?
Yeah, it's just a headphone jack. Yeah. So, a lot of people just use it with the RNIB audiobook service. To be fair, that is one of the biggest uses of it. But like I said, it has become popular, and people are really using it for general audio now.
Fantastic. Okay, and you're sure you can't give us any little exclusives about what's coming up? Maybe an accessible TV tuner or anything?
No, not yet, I'm afraid, but watch this space.
We will do. Thank you so much, Mary.
Okay, that's brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Brilliant.
So that was Mary McMahon there from Synapptic talking to us about various products.
Oh, yes, various products. But of course, the one you didn't stop talking about was the Synapptic smartwatch. Are you still using that?
I am. I love it. I think it's a great little watch. I think what I like about it is the fact that it works across devices. I don't have to have an Android phone to use it. In fact, I don't even need a smartphone at all. That's the thing. Oftentimes you buy these things, you have to think, okay, what's it going to work with? What do I need to connect it to? But the fact that all the updates can be done with the embedded SIM card that's in it, of course, you can choose to pay for that if you wish, and it's advisable you do if you want to use it as a device
as a phone
outside.
connected.
Well, as a phone, as a text message device, you could, of course, just use it as a watch. And there's two versions. There's a light version as well, which doesn't have all that extra functionality. So you have got some good options there for people who want that talking watch with just a little bit more.
Yeah, of course. It's what they're famous for, isn't it? It's that easy to use interface, just zeroing in and focusing on those functions that most people want.
Yeah, the USB player is an interesting one because there was a period where we had an abundance of them, and Daisy players were a thing. Daisy CD players, they've pretty much gone almost entirely. Although Humanware still sells some. The Stratus, for example, is one that's still available. But it's interesting to see that the USB player market, which, let's be honest about it, that's probably not going to be as popular in the mainstream. That's a difficult sell, I think, because not many people are going to be listening to content via a USB stick in 2025, probably except blind people. I think that's fair to say.
Well, I would argue even in our community, everything's moved towards streaming rather than actually, downloading or acquiring whatever way a file and listening to it in that way. But of course, you always want that option. There's always a use case where you'd want that option. So yeah, it's good to see that there's still that choice out there.
Well, considering the fact that if you get a book from RNIB right now, you're going to be downloading it to a computer. Yeah, of course you can do it through apps like Dolphin Easy Reader. You can use the Lady A skill. I nearly said her name, but I didn't.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you. But, okay, you can do all that, but there are some people who just want to have the book on USB or available at least in a file they can put onto a player and just take it around the house. Take the player with you into the bathroom, into the kitchen, wherever you're sitting, relaxing.
Even
to
just
listen.
Offline.
Yeah, exactly,
You don't always
offline.
have an internet connection, yeah.
It's not, I think there's often a sense with this technology, it's kind of built for people who aren't techies or, aren't into tech, or older people. You often hear that, it's like this is built for older people who aren't into their tech. Actually, I don't know if that's necessarily true. I think there's a lot of us out here who are quite happy to use that kind of technology whilst also using our smartphones. There's a thing in television now they call second screening. And there's even shows now that are being made. I don't know if you heard this, but there's actually TV shows now being created where they are conscious in the script of second screening, meaning that someone's sitting watching the show whilst also on their smartphone or tablet. Yeah. And so they're actually designing the scripts now so that if you miss something, the script will kind of pick up and explain where you are in case you've lost your place. So if you look up and go, what's happening here? It's like the script will actually make sense to you because it will kind of tell you, well, of course, the reason I'm standing here is because this body was found in the middle of the night. It's I know, I think it's not great.
Pay attention for 30 minutes. Just watch this show.
But the good side of that is blind people who can sit on their iPhone or smartphone of choice and still listen to a book. Second phoning, second screening, second audioing, second speakering.
We'll work on it.
Yeah, we'll workshop that one. Look, let's move on because our good friend Tim Dixon went along to Site Village for us in Birmingham last year and caught up with Jason from Vision Aid Technologies to find out about some cool tech that he had on show.
This is the new Activator Braille display from Handy Tech. Well, most people will know them as Handy Tech. It's actually renamed now to Help Tech, of course. But it's a 40-character Braille line. You can use it internally, so it has an editor and things that you can use as a standalone system, and then you can connect it to a computer or mobile device, so you can access that or use it with a screen reader on a computer like you can with most Braille displays.
Yeah.
The difference with the Braille on a Help Tech unit is the fact that the Braille is curved slightly, so it's not flat, because they believe that actually makes more contact with the finger, with the curve of your finger, so it reduces the amount you have to search with your fingers when you're reading the Braille.
That's very interesting.
So you've got 40 characters here, then you've got your navigation keys either side, and then you've got your normal cursor routing keys above each cell. And don't ask me any technical questions because I only got this yesterday.
We won't.
And then the nice thing about it, it's got a Braille keyboard for input, but then you can flip that over, and it's got little legs on it, and then you can fold out a QWERTY keyboard, so it has dual keyboards in it.
That is impressive.
And then on the side of it, I've got plugged onto the side of it, which comes with it. It's called a Smart Dock, which I've got an iPhone plugged into, and the iPhone, you can connect it like you could normally with Bluetooth and access everything on the iPhone using the Activator. But with having the physical connection, it makes everything really fast and quick with it. And you're not reliant on Bluetooth.
That looks really great. And what sort of price range are we talking?
It's about 5,500, so it's fairly expensive. One, because it's obviously it's German manufactured as well, but it's a lovely piece of technology. And yeah, so I'm hoping to get it over the next sort of coming weeks. I'm hoping to get to learn more about it, really. But I just thought I'd bring it here because it's Site Village, and just wanted people to have a look at it.
That's fantastic. Do you have anything else you'd like to show us?
Yeah, did you say you'd seen the Voxivision before?
We'll have a look at the Voxivision.
Yeah, so this is, for all intents and purposes, it looks like a mobile phone because it is mobile phone technology, but it differs because on one edge of the screen there are 3 circles which are tactile. So all the controls appear in these circles. So if somebody catches the normal part of the screen, it doesn't do any damage or go off doing something else, because you have to return to these 3 circles where the controls appear. So blind people can use it. So if you've got no vision at all, you can use it, or if you've just got slight visual impairment, it's useful. But it's basically a reader. Let me just fire it up. So on it we've got a if you've got it on your camera. So on it, you've got a large print menu. You can change the size of this, and also you can change the number of items in the menu. And you can navigate up and down with the arrow keys at the bottom. Obviously, if you can't see at all, the outer buttons at the bottom, the 3 tactile circles that we talked about. One of them, if I tap in the circle on the right, it goes down the menu, and the one on the left goes up, and then the one in the middle accepts the menu that you want to select and goes into it. So it's a multiple device. It has a reading machine, so you can take pictures of documents and it reads them back, but they also come up on the screen in large print. And then you can pause them by tapping the screen as it's reading and tap again and it continues. So it works as a standard reading machine. It's also got AI image analysis. So on that, as long as it's connected to some data source, like for example, while we're here, I've got it connected to my hotspot on my phone. Or if you're at home, you just have it connected to your internet. It'll do all the AI stuff. So for example, if you've got a bill, you can put the bill under and you can say, how much is this bill? And it will just tell you, rather than reading it all out. You can read it all if you wanted to, of course, with the reader, but you can actually just say how much is this, and it will just tell you. Or you can say to it, it can ask it to summarize a document. So if you've got a letter, instead of having to read the whole letter, you can put the letter under, and it might say, this is a letter from the hospital, and it's asking you to make an appointment, and to do so you need to contact this number. So it breaks it down into a more condensed format for you, rather than reading the whole letter. So it's very clever, but to do that it has to have a data signal, so it has to be online.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So it gives the beauty of it. It's a nice, simple thing to use. So those would be use things like Synapptic or the guide software from Dolphin. It's like having a miniature version of those things with like Synapptic, but it does it in a nice, simple menu. So you can't do it any harm. You don't get lost very easily. And it gives people the power of things like Seeing AI and all the other apps that you can get on phones that especially some of our elderly customers struggle with, because it puts in a nice, simple format.
And did I see that you've got a stand, so that helps with positioning?
Yeah, so with it comes this really nice quality stand as well, so you can pop the Vox Vision on top of that and then simply place your document underneath, hands-free, and it will just take a picture and start to read with it. So that's nice as well. It's also got a barcode scanner in, and it's got a really good offline database with that. So even offline, if you've got no signal at all, so if you're in a shop, it's got a really big database of barcodes that it already knows, and you can teach it a barcode if it's important to you about a product. So you can scan a product and it will tell you what it is. And I found that when it's offline, it might tell you, I don't know, say if it was a can of Tango Orange or something, it might tell you it's Tango Orange when it's offline, but if you connect it online, it will then say Tango Orange, and then often give you the ingredients as well, because it can get more data when it's online. So it's quite useful if you've got dietary requirements or anything like that.
That sounds really useful. And how much is the Voxy Vision?
It's 1,750. So it's comparable with things like the Orcam Read Smart and things like that, and with a normal traditional reader, but it gives you a lot more flexibility with it and more versatility there.
That was Jason there from Visionary Technologies talking to our good friend Tim Dixon, and he was there for us last year. We couldn't make it last year to Site Village, but he did, and we got some great content. So thank you to Tim. Visionary Technologies is a UK-based company. It's been around for a long time. It's family-run, and one thing they really pride themselves on is independence and independent advice. And that's one reason why I really enjoy spending time with Jason, because they're not out to sell you a particular product or a particular brand. It's the right product for you. And I sound like an advert here, and I promise it's not, because you can buy from wherever you like. But I this is a small industry. It's a small world. And when there's good people doing great work, I think they should be called out and praised for it. Equally, we're all happy to criticize the bad, but we should praise the good as well. And
but
just to say on that, so one thing that's beneficial is that it's not just a case of you can pick up the phone and actually call them and have a conversation, which of course is useful. They'll even come to you. They'll come up to you and see you at your home. And if you say, I'm looking for this particular type of device, it is really important you can get hands-on. And that's one thing that they offer. So I just wanted to mention that. So it's a good company.
Yeah, absolutely. And, there's so many questions, especially if you're new to sight loss. You just don't know where to start. And just having these people that you can talk to directly and just ask the questions and know that, there's no bias to any particular manufacturer or service. They just, they've got everything there. So It is so important.
Yeah, it really is. And I think it's I think the problem we have, and it happens a lot, is you have well-meaning family members who will call up companies like this and they'll say, Granny needs a something, magnifier, or a way to use her smartphone, or she wants to be able to call us, or she wants to use a tablet more effectively. And then, in the course of that conversation, the person who actually is impacted by this technology never really gets a word in. Yeah. And so, it's a case of something is bought for them. And
it ends up with a big button phone, which in their case...
Or whatever it ends up with is just in a drawer weeks later. It doesn't get used. And so that's a problem. And I think there's a lot to be said about, further training. And, I myself, recently we got access to the Dolphin computer software license, so I can test out the Dolphin software. And I went back to Dolphin and I said, look, this is great. I love it. And I know you've got lots of materials and resources online. I'd really like to just sit down with someone and talk to them and actually have a conversation with someone just to say, here's what I'm trying to do with this. I'm mostly wanting to use it as a screen reader, so let me test it out. Let me give it a fair go. I don't know if I'll ever switch to Dolphin. I don't know. But the truth is, until I actually see it in action, the way it's meant to perform, not by me just hitting buttons and hoping for the best.
Yeah.
There's a huge difference there. And they have wonderful support where they're going to sit down with me. They're going to be having that conversation. So I will actually go into this with a little bit more information. Yes, I know. Research.
That's not the double
Stephen
tap
Scott,
way.
Double tap? Nonsense. I know. Just mash the keyboard and see what happens. But
yeah, you can't really beat that personal contact when it comes to support.
Let's move on, because I want to mention Cobolt systems. Now, they've been around for a long time as well. Again, UK-based. I think one of the biggest challenges with Cobolt is getting products outside of the UK, especially for some of the larger products. I mean, talking microwaves, they've been known for that for many years. It was pretty much the standard when I was growing up. If you ever in your life saw a talking microwave, it was likely to be
a Cobolt.
A Cobolt. Measuring jugs, scales, all that kind of stuff was all Cobolt. And I'll be honest, for a long time, those products were, that kind of white, medical-looking type device, whatever it was. That's changed, thankfully. And they've got their products more up to date. They're making them a little bit fancier and, more in line, I would say, with other products out there. But the key point here being they're accessible. So you got the chance to talk with Simon from Cobolt Systems about two particular products they had on display in Birmingham earlier this year. They had the talking microwave, of course, the new designed one, as well as a talking air fryer, a dual drawer talking air fryer. So let's join you on the show floor with Simon.
So I'm here with Simon from Cobolt, and I think the last time we spoke to you on Double Tap, at least Cobolt on Double Tap, was about the air fryer. But it seems like you don't stand still, because already there's another one.
Well,
so
that's it.
What have you got here today?
Well, again, the first single fire was so popular, people said it'd be great, but for a family we need a double one. So we obliged. So today we've got with us our double air fryer, which essentially is the single air fryer is 4 litres in capacity. The double air fryer is 9 litres, so each pan is 4.5 litres.
So it literally is like two of the single one.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, and it's still got the same features of accessibility, so totally accessible and talking.
It works exactly the same way. It's got slightly more in the cook categories, so this one will cook fruit, so it goes down to 80 degrees, so you can dehydrate food. But other than that, it works exactly the same way.
And because it's dual baskets, so there's 2 baskets there, I'm assuming you can control them independently, yeah?
Yep, each pot has its own control, so you can set them completely opposite to each other or different. So you can cook meat maybe in one or veg in another.
Chips, obviously.
Yes. And the double one also for if there's anybody who with low vision or sighted in the family, the double one has a glass observation window and a light inside each pot, so you can actually see in the pot whilst it's cooking.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, now a lot of the questions that we got after the first showing of the first talking air fryer was, where can I get this outside of the UK? Obviously, we've got a lot of Canadian listeners, American listeners all over the world. So can you get this outside of the UK?
You can. We have pretty much all around the world. We have distributors in America, Canada, and again, a lot of the national organisations in different countries. So you could either look at our website or contact us, or again go to your local supplier, and if they don't do it, they can certainly get it.
Perfect. Okay. And the other thing I noticed you've got is a new version of your very popular talking microwave. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, we've updated both the microwave and the convection oven. Basically, the tooling we'd made so many over the years, the tooling got a little bit worn, so we took the opportunity to update it. It's still pretty much all the same functions.
Yeah.
The price is still the same, so the microwave is $199.95 and the combination oven is $299.95.
And obviously that's British pounds, yeah?
That's British pounds, yeah.
And how much is the air fryer? Did we mention that?
The air fryer is, the single one is $99.95 and the double one is £154.95.
Oh, right.
So
you squashed the price.
Yeah.
Very good, perfect. So, as you mentioned, if people want to get hold of these or get some more information, where do they need to go?
They can go to our website at www.cobolt.co.uk. Give us a call on 0044 1493 700172, or just email at sales@cobolt.co.uk.
Perfect. Simon, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Great to hear from Simon there from Cobolt Systems talking to you. And I know they've got a new product out this year, which we're quite keen to learn about. Kyler, one of our listeners, got in touch to tell us about this. It's like a watch with a pedometer in it. It's all accessible. There's some other fitness-related stuff in it. So,
I mean, we're always interested in fitness.
Well, you are. I don't know if I am. But, again, choice is key. And we're hoping that while we're at Site Village in London, we'll be able to actually speak to Cobolt and find out more about that. So any updates that come, we'll bring you them on that episode. But in terms of that air fryer, I'm quite intrigued by that. I might splash some cash on that one.
Have you moved over to the air fryer revolution?
Oh,
Stephen,
I'm there.
still?
I am there, my friend. I am cooking everything in there. Cooking everything you can think of.
No
and I
matter
will
what
say,
it is.
the paper, I bought these little paper inserts because I've got a Ninja one, right?
Oh, of course you have. Yeah.
And it's okay. It's fine. It's a little bit like, I did feel like I had to, go for some kind of physics degree in order to understand how to learn how to use it, because it's a dual drawer. It's kind of same idea. So it's a dual drawer, but it's not accessible. And I kind of really like the idea of having one that talks to me. So
it makes it so much easier.
Of course.
At the minute, we're always working around. I mean, products for the kitchen are notoriously inaccessible, and you find that one button. Okay, so if I press around here for a second and I get 2 beeps, I'm sort of in the right place. You work around it, right? But if you get a truly accessible version, it makes a huge difference. You feel like you could try different things, right? You don't feel limited at all. And I love the air fryer. I did come to it a little bit late, but totally changed my cooking experience because it's so much safer for me. I feel so much safer when I'm using the air fryer because it's all contained. You can't really go wrong, and I love chicken wings. So what's not to love?
That works out then, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I love the air fryer.
Our talking microwave, I think, is on its last legs. I think it's probably going to be,
Really?
Yeah, it's just, I'm no cooking expert, as you know. I'm not a nutritional expert in any level. But when you put something in a microwave for 5 minutes and then it comes out and it's just as cold as it was when you put it in, I think something might be going awry. So I am going to have a look again at this. And I feel this might be an expensive Site Village for me.
Well, it's interesting you say that because, again, the microwave I've got at the minute, not a talking microwave, but, there's a button I've found and it comes on for 1 minute. high power, the quick start button.
You've made it work for you, right?
Well, you do, but then you are compromising, because if I want to cook something for 4 minutes, I got to hang around, wait till it finished, press it again, So, and it truly does make a difference when you do get an accessible one. You do have to pay a little bit more for it, but it does make a difference.
You do. Well, look, we're going to be coming back tomorrow with lots more conversations from Sight Village. Sight Village Revisited. It sounds like a book title, doesn't it?
It's beautiful.
Yeah, we're going to get into that on tomorrow's show more. We're going to go back to 2019 and my visit to the Bristol Braille Canute stand, where I got hands-on with the Canute 360, which is very much still alive and well, and indeed Bristol Braille doing amazing stuff there as well, and particularly when it comes to gaming with these kind of devices. We're going to be talking to them hopefully at Sight Village London, but certainly catching up with them soon. Anyway, we'll catch you tomorrow for more from Sight Village. Thanks, Shaun.
Thank you. Bye-bye.